This is take 2. It's been a while since I've been posting anything. Hadn't been hunting no arrowheads. I've been doing smart metal detecting on just Civil War camp, and if somebody might be able to tell me what their thoughts are on this whole piece. Don't know if it had a specific use or if it was just manufactured to serve a purpose, but it's one of those obnoxious iron signals that I've probably walked over and left alone without digging several times, and then decided I'd see what it was. And looks like it's been nailed to a wagon or something, with nails. Anybody got any ideas on that? I'd hear you out on that, because I don't have no idea. I'll let you look at some of these things. There's only a few things that I want to inquire about. Not all these things are probably period. That looks like it's been hit with a bullet. The old spoon. And then you've got fragments, several different fragments. And like I said, all this stuff's not. Some of it's post-Civil War. It may have belonged to my great-great-great-granddaddy, because this is the Civil War camp's on a property that they owned post-Civil War. And like I said, all these things may not be Civil War related. Most of them are, I'm sure. These coins are seated. A dime. This in here, it rung up like a 50. It's a seated dime. You can see it's been probably in a fire, and it feels like aluminum, but it's a seated dime. The back is a little more clear than the front, but it's just a composition of the metal obviously has been impaired because it rung up like a 50, and it's real lightweight. That's Carlos up there. That's the oldest piece I own. I found it on this Civil War camp last spring. And there's these buttons here all alike. 2 of them were found probably 20 yards from, or 20 feet or so from each other, and this one was found probably 200, well, probably 300 or 400 yards away from it. But anyway, just common things probably that you would find on an old Civil War camp. These bullets and whatnot, I still don't know the caliber of those. Nobody's been able to tell me. They're small. They look they're smaller than what I would consider a .22 caliber. I don't have no idea what they were. And you got your round balls, these little musket balls or whatever they are. Don't find no big lead. That's the biggest piece of lead I've found. It's shot something. I don't know what it is. But anyway, there is one button that I didn't find on this campsite. Don't know. I can't find no information on it, but it put me in the mind of a military button when I dug it. But here's what it looks like. Just for you to look at. There's the button. It's a C, and I've looked and I can't link it up with any kind of Civil War button. But that's what it looks like. It's a lined. I think you call it a lined C. It's got those lines that goes through it. But it's got those dots on it. You can see 3 on each extremity, and then there's 6 in the middle. I don't know if you'd call that a blooming C or whatever. It's what I call it. It's a blooming C. But I'll show you the button. And you might be able, you that's been around more than I have, Civil War stuff or even old buttons as far as that goes. I even looked at the script C, and it's not this shape. You may be able to see those dots and you may not. Yeah, I can see them right there through the camera. The back says Decline and Brothers, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and that's the only information I could find on that button maker was, it says 1870 to 1880. That's true, it'd be post-Civil War. But that's all I could ever find on it. Couldn't see, found no buttons that looked like it. I wanted to think it was military, but it possibly could be, you know, something else, but I don't have any idea what to call it, you know, even if it pertained to anything, you know. Obviously it pertained to something, but I just don't know what. For right now, it's a blooming C. Any ideas would be considered, knowing more than what I do about it. It's such a cool piece. I was glad to find it. It was found on an old house site. The house, I think, was built in 1908, but that doesn't mean anything. I mean, it was in an area where there was military activity, you know. And while I was there, I was given this. Of course, you that don't know what that is, it's a hay trolley. Goes back, I think they patented those from 1890. This company did, to 1930. All kinds of. This goes on a track. These four. This turns upside down, by the way. Fits on a track, and that track system runs from one end of the barn to the other, and they use that to lift up loose hay and rail it through the barn and dump it where they wanted to by way of track. That was a cool piece. I like it. I'm probably not gonna manufacture or restore it. It says F.E. Myers and Company, and Brothers Company, Ashland, Ohio. This one's the MY35 model. That thing sold for $10.25 new. But I don't know the patent date on it. But anyway. Alright, well, I just mainly wanted to inquire about that. And that piece over there that I showed you. I don't know what it is. It may not be nothing. Alright. All these are not Civil War things, I'm sure. That's questionable. But all these come off the camp, which means contaminated through the years with different things. Which is, you know, that's not Civil War. And this one's not Civil War. This one possibly is error, Civil War error. I mean, it wasn't military issued, but Confederate soldiers, I reckon they used whatever they had, their own clothing and ammunition too. That goes to the reason why that these little unidentifiable pieces of lead is common on that site, was because they just used whatever they had to shoot with. I don't know if it's a carbine of some kind or whatever. But it ain't the 3-ringers, ain't the mini balls that you see associated with so many military camps. I don't know all I need to know about it, but I know a little bit more than I did because I took an interest in it somewhat. Still like artifacts, or ancient artifacts is my passion. But I gotta be searching for something. Appreciate you watching.